Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you're having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we're going to be looking at this. This is the brand new Tornado Rat Rod that was added today into GTA Online. Now, it may have only been added in today for the online guys, but for those of us on single player, this has actually been available since the previous DLC was added. So this has been around for at least a month or so now. I was hoping I was going to flip him over, but never mind. And because it's been available for so much time for single player, there's actually already been a couple of different versions of this in mod form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out the original form of the car that you can buy right now in GTA Online, and then we're going to switch over to two different variations of this car that I want to check out as well. So before we get into all of that, there's going to be some comments and questions on the screen. If you would like your comments and questions featured, you can leave them in the comments section below, and I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. So let's start off with the original car. If we look around, you can see that this thing is a complete wreck. This is a proper looking rat rod. There are no sort of modern parts in this at all. The whole thing is sort of like ripped out here. We've got a working speedometer. That's about it. We haven't got a working rev counter or tachometer. I was going to say ravometer then. It was going to be a combination of the two. But everything else is sort of torn out and sort of rusty and dirty looking. But you can see this big, massive bulge sticking out of the engine bay. And actually, the engine bay is sort of, well, it's not sort of separate. There's not much body there. Let me just change the camera. So from here, you can see that it looks like an old style class Tornado. But if I look to the side, or actually if we go further down, you can see these tires are stupidly wide. If we just go around a little bit more, look at the size of these bad boys. And as we go around, look at this. The whole front end has been removed, and instead we get this amazing looking engine. Let's just look at this. Oh, that is amazing. It's even got the animation. These even move when you rev. That is so cool. Absolutely love that. Let's see if we can get there we go, look. We even have those working lights, which are in an amazing spot. If we set this up to night, this is going to look mean as hell. There we go. I've set it to dusk, because if it's nighttime, you can't really see anything, but just look at that. This is so freaking cool. So there's the lights on the back, normal, but the ones on the front have just been stuck to this bar at the bottom, and it makes it look totally mean with the lights all the way down there. Right, well, let's go and take this thing over to Los Santos Customs, and not Menus Customs, as I keep accidentally saying. I'm so used to saying Menus Customs because of the Menus mod that sometimes I say in the video Menus Customs when I mean Los Santos Customs, and I completely forget. Actually, there was probably a comment at the start of this video that actually mentioned that I took from the previous video. But yeah, I apologize if I say Menus Customs. I probably mean Los Santos Customs. But anyway, let's jump in and see what we can do to this thing. Okay, here she is. Look at the way that those exhausts are sticking right out of the engine. No worries about going all the way through to the back. Just stick it out there. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So let's repair that then. Let's go for brakes, race brakes. I mean, we're going to race this thing about as we never normally do, but I'll just do that anyway. Engine, level 4, exhaust. Right, so we have the stock, then we have the custom rat exhausts, which look like this. Holy hell. Okay, that is beautiful. Look at the way that they look like wings of the engine. I mean, they look like that anyway, but these are like small, sort of stubby wings. This is sort of like an elegant eagle. It's a Freedom Eagle. I don't know what I'm saying, but it looks beautiful. It looks like some sort of like mysterious, legendary flying Pokemon. I think I've been playing too much Pokemon lately, but it looks beautiful anyway. Just a nice, rusty flying bird. Moving on to the hood then, we have the stock hood, which is not really much of a hood because there isn't much of a hood here. It's basically just the top part of the engine. So we have the stock, then we have the triple intake bug catcher, which also adds a supercharger onto air, of course, and then we also have the single intake as well. I guess that they move when you rev it. I haven't tested that out in a while. Let me just test that. Let's see, is this all animated? Okay, the flaps don't move. I was hoping maybe the flaps were going to move. Oh, well. Well, the thing is, I actually really like it in its standard form without the big, massive bug catcher on it. I just love how those pipes look, so I think I'm going to leave that stock. God damn, this thing looks so mean rolling in. Doesn't matter what you stick on it, it's going to look absolutely amazing. But let's just stick that back to stock because I think it looks so mean with those big massive pipes sticking out the top. So then we have the horn. I'm not going to worry about that. Lights, I'm not really going to worry about that because it looks so much better with the yellow lights on these things. Neon kits, we're not going to worry about. Plate, well, we've got the black one. I might actually stick the blue one on for this one. I'll leave respray till last. We have transmission. We can go for race, turbo tuning, and then we have the wheels. Now I think, let me just see what happens with these rear wheels because they're sort of mismatched on the front and back. Hopefully this doesn't crash or break anything. Ah, so it only changes the ones on the front, so the rear ones never change. That's interesting. So maybe I'll actually go... Oh, what should I do? Shall I go for the classic rod? I'm going to go for the classic rod then, and then I'm going to change the colour to red, as I absolutely love that. Oh, mind you, it changes the back to red as well. Oh, I hadn't anticipated that. Oh, if only it just let me change the front and leave the back. Oh, that's a huge shame. Maybe I'll make that black, though. I'll just have, like, these black smoothies going on. It also looks alright with the ones on the back. It would just be a shame if we couldn't have made those ones on the back look a little bit differently. Tyres, tyre design, custom tyres. It's only going to change the ones on the front, but I quite like those lettering things, so I'm going to go for the custom tyres. Tyre enhancements, bulletproof tyres, tyre smoke is just going to be the same as usual. I'm just going to leave it as standard. Right, so the respray, well, this whole thing is supposed to be like a rat, so we've got the ratty sort of paint. One of the cars that I'm going to show you in a minute is actually this, but in a clean version. So we're going to do a second build of this with nice, clean bodywork. But let's just see what we got here. So let's just go for the classic. This is going to look really weird because it's shiny and stuff, so I think we're going to have to go for matte on this one. All of these colours, though, are probably going to look quite strange. Actually, midnight blue. Oh, that looks nice. I quite like that. The purple stuff all look a bit odd. These all look a bit odd. Now, I have a feeling that these standard colours... I'm going to pick a standard colour here because, obviously, if you want to build this in online, you want to have a matching thing here. Actually, none of these colours work. The original colour looks best. But that's why I'm going to jump out for a minute. Let me just jump out of here. And this time I am going to use Menus Customs and not the Los Santos Customs. And if I go to Vehicle Options and Menus Customs and go down to the paints, there are a couple of extra sections. If we go to Primary, we have Utility and Worn, which I think will look great for this one because it's supposed to have a dulled paint. So if we just go to Worn, we can go through and have a look through these ones because they're going to look a little bit nicer than the ones that we get inside of Los Santos Customs. But sadly, you can't really pick from these ones online. There we go. Oh, look at that. See, the red looks nicer on that one because it's more faded. The dark red looks pretty cool. The green, sea wash. Sea wash looks great. Dark blue, actually just like, it's a nice change. It's very close to the original. I really like how that looks. Let's just go through here. Straw beige, white, off-white, orange. Oh, these are nice. These are nice. Taxi yellow. Taxi yellow actually doesn't look that bad. Also pale orange and olive green. Wow. Okay, I might go for pale orange, maybe. Or taxi yellow. Let's go for taxi yellow, as I really do like that colour. That looks pretty nice. I'm really happy with how that looks. But sadly, we can't get that colour in online mode. Do we have any extras on this one? No extras for this car. And we've already got our Figureight plate already set up. Look at that. Now, of course, if you watched the previous video, you may have seen that I featured the, well, partially featured the wheelie mod. I still have that installed right now because this isn't single player. I have to remind you guys, this is not on online. If I just rev this up... Oh, what's this guy doing? Well, I'm about to smoke him anyway. There we go. Do a nice wheelie. Oh! Go past... Okay. I couldn't control that then when we were going way too fast. But this is absolutely amazing. On the interior... Well, now we've got the smashed glass. That's even more sort of appropriate. But I think this looks so nice as it is. But, of course, the next two cars I want to show you are actually different versions of this, and they are sadly not in add-on form, but replacement form, which means I have to install the mod and restart the game all over again. And through the power of video editing, here we are with the clean version of the Tornado Rat Rod. Now, I can't decide which one I like better. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comment section which one you prefer. Oh god, the turning circle on this is awful if I don't get any sort of... I was hoping to do a donut then, but that turned out to be a massive fail. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think. Do you prefer the clean or do you prefer the rat one? I think, to me, I prefer the rat one because this clean look doesn't really go with the fact that there's a missing front end. But if you wanted to have that sort of style, but you wanted the clean bodywork and you wanted all the clean metal work, because all the engine, of course, is completely chrome, shiny, and amazing, I'll put a link in the description where you can get this. This is a direct replacement for the Tornado Rat Rod in single player. Although I think maybe, I don't know, apparently you can actually like change the models of cars on online and you don't get banned, but do not pay attention to what I'm saying because I don't want you guys to get banned by trusting in what I say. But from what I hear, a lot of people do actually get away with doing that stuff, but don't listen to me, seriously. So actually on the interior, what have we got? Ah, see? Oh, what's that? There's a bit of a texture error. I guess maybe there'll be an update to that one. Of course, by the way, I should mention this is made by Bob, the Bob that has made all the other cool, amazing, tweaked versions of cars that are already in the game. He is an amazing car maker because they all fit in with the lore of the game, and I'm always a fan of stuff like that. So let's jump in here. We already know what to expect with these mods, but I just want to sort of change the color up and see if we can make something a little bit nicer with this one. And actually, let's just go for the custom exhausts again, as I absolutely love those. I'm going to go for the triple intake bug catcher and the supercharger with this one. And then on the plate, we'll leave it as it is, and we'll change nothing, really. What are the wheels? What wheels can we put on this one? And as this one's supposed to be clean, maybe we could go for high. Actually, no, that's going to be... Why did I even think of that? Do not have these silly thoughts. This is not good. Let's just go for muscle wheels, and actually, that one is sort of like a larger version of the stock, which looks pretty cool, so I'm going to go with that one. Change the colors to something like alloy. I think they're going to look pretty nice. That makes them dark on the front, and not too visible with the color change on the back, which is pretty cool. And let's just go to Reese Breakers. Now we can use whatever color we want, so we can go for something like a metallic color. Actually, there is a little bit of texture there. As you can see, the texture is not completely gone, but it is a lot cleaner than it was before. I guess the texture can't be completely changed. Actually, in red, it almost completely disappears. So I'm going to go for red, then I'm going to go to pearlescent, and now we can change this up as well. I might go for a nice yellow on this one. There we go. Bright orange, gold, bronze, yellow. I mean, it's a definite like color that a lot of people pick, but I think that looks really awesome like that. Maybe race yellow. Just a little bit more yellow tint in that. That looks amazing. In fact, from this angle, it's just completely red. It's only when you get into the sun that you can see that. That's nice. I think that's nice. It's a little bit of a different look. I don't know. Maybe you guys prefer this one. Maybe you guys prefer the rat one. That's why I decided to show you guys both versions in this video. Oh, listen to this for a second. Actually, this is in its standard form, isn't it? But the exhaust does change the sound. That's all we really need to worry about right now. Amazing. And I can also press this button because I still have this set up. Whoa! Yeah, okay, now we have a Skybound one. So now I'm going to close the game again and install another replacement version of this, which is actually something a little bit different, but still the same car. Maybe you guys will prefer the third one. And here we are, back with the third one. Now, I did say that it was a replacement, and you may notice behind me that the rat rod's still here. Turns out I done goofed a bit. This is actually not a replacement of the rat rod, but it is instead a replacement of the normal Tornado, and that is because this is a D-Class Tornado gasser. And I did actually think that they were going to be a replacement, but sadly this is actually something completely different, which is why this one sounds very different. And I imagine it means we're going to have less tuning options, or maybe more. I don't actually know what the tuning options for the Tornado are. I've completely forgotten, but I just want to quickly show you something that I noticed when I was playing around with this when I wasn't recording. Now, when we tried to change those wheels, it only let us change the ones on the front. If I just go back to menus customs here and I go to wheels, you can see that any color that I pick or any wheel that I pick, it only changes the front one. Now, if I go ahead and go to auto upgrade, it changes all of the wheels. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if maybe I've missed something, but apparently there is a way to change all the wheels. And I just want to see if we do that. As it only changes the front one. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know why the back one changed, but actually that's an interesting look, especially because this one's actually got some really grippy looking tyres compared to the one that was before. But there was an interesting extra that I just noticed. I'm not sure what I've done wrong here because there is definitely only a selection for one set of wheels. So I don't know. If I go back to stock wheels, it actually sets it back again. I don't know. I'm completely confused. Clearly I've done something wrong. Right, let's just check out this gasser then. So, actually, if we go on the inside, this looks rather nice in here. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is nice. It's even got all the cage and everything already. It's got a nice looking dashboard. Definitely looks a lot more composed than this one. Oh god, it looks so amazing, doesn't it? Even in the non-wrap version, still looks absolutely beautiful. Right, so let's take this over to Los Santos Customs and let's see if we can actually do something to this, because I can't remember what tuning options we had for the Tornado. But this does look amazing. Look at that, really wide tyres on the back. Actually quite small tyres and wheels anyway. And it's just really sort of, this is the gasser look, which sort of like lower on the back and really high and jacked up on the front. That does look pretty damn cool. Right, let's jump into Los Santos Customs then. Okay, so apparently there is stuff, but I have a feeling that these might not be compatible. So we have the stock bumper, then the front one. Yeah, those two don't actually work. So we have that. We'll just stick all the engine and stuff on. Exhaust, we have the stock. These ones actually fit. Okay, so we have the short side exhausts, and we have the long side exhaust. I'm going to go for the short ones. I think they look pretty cool. Are they on both sides? They are. That's interesting. Where's the stock one then? The stock is on the side. So, okay, that's awkward. It actually, yeah, it sort of leaves the original exhaust there. Okay, I guess we're going to stick with the stock exhaust. I guess this is not made for modifying. Oh dear. Well, let's just see if maybe there is stuff. Okay. No, you can see this is all aligned from the previous version and none of it fits. Oh well, we can actually have those bits on the front if we wanted, the little fender ornaments. But apart from that, not much else we can do. I might just stick those on just to be different. On the hood, we have the classic hood here. Actually, we can change these at least. We can add the triple intake bug catcher and the single intake. As this is a gasser, I figure why don't we just stick on the triple intake? Let's just go for it. Or maybe as we did that with the previous one, let's go for the single intake on this one. Respray transmission turbo. Let's just stick all this on. Turbo tuning. Wheels. Let's see, because these are actually different wheels. They do actually change both of them on this one. Okay, so let's just go for some muscle wheels. Let's go for the Dukes, as they look pretty nice. Respray. Let's just go for a nice basic matte. Should we make this? This is a gasser, so let's actually make it matte black. I think that's pretty suitable. What's on the secondary color? What's that going to be? That's the color of the cage on the inside. Okay, maybe we can make that red then. Let's go for red on that, just to be a little bit different. And there we are. Not much that we can actually do to that, but I thought as it's pretty close, in fact, at first I did actually think this was a direct replacement, but these are close enough that I would feature them all in the same video for you guys. Ooh, okay. Let's just give a listen to this. This is, okay, that turbo just does not fit in. I've got an idea. On Menus Customs, there is this amazing feature where you can change the sound of the engine. So if I actually go to Input Model and I go to Tornado 6, this should now change it to sound like the Tornado rat rod that we've just been doing. Okay, sort of. It sort of does. Okay, let's just make this something completely different then. Let's just go down to muscle. I want to find what is probably the loudest muscle car. Maybe the Frankenstanger. Let's just drive along, and then as we drive along, we can change it. Whoa. Okay, that's a really hot roddy sound. Or maybe the Gauntlet. Actually, this might be a bit too much. That's a bit too modern sounding. Hot Knife. Ooh. Okay, that actually suits this quite well. Or maybe the Lost Slam Van. That's quite nice again. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, you can change it to sound like anything. So I can actually go to Super and I can go to Adder. There you go, and it sounds like a Bugatti Veyron or the equivalent. Maybe we can go for the Sultan RS. This would be an interesting one. Okay, that's just weird. That sound does not go with this engine, with this car at all. I would love you guys to let me know which one you prefer. I guess this is separate, so you can just let me know whether you like this one or not. But whether you like the wrap version or the clean version of the brand new car that was just added into GTA Online today. Would I recommend buying it in GTA Online? Well, would I recommend ever buying anything in GTA Online? I don't know. It's a cool car. Definitely like it. Don't think it has any other appeal other than the fact it just looked pretty cool. But there we go, guys. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye!